news for you. You're into your second one, and then there's only 28 more to go. But you'll get there, but you've certainly started well. You're into the second one. In this lesson, we're going to be looking at the subject of passion. Passion. We're going to look at what it is and why it works. But just by way of introduction, let me give you very quickly, I'm not going to go into great detail, but 9 signs, 9 passion signs, 9 indicators that you have found your passion. You ready for them? They're not in the slide, so I'll go through them quickly. Number 1, you've found your passion when you know it's not a hobby or a dream. You know, we have hobbies, they come and go. We have dreams, we change our dreams all the time. I've had thousands of dreams, never take any action on the majority of them. But you know you've found your passion when it's a life. It's more than a dream, more than a hobby. Number 2, you're willing to wrestle and fight with your passion. We don't wrestle, we don't fight, we don't stand up for everything. There are many things in life that we don't have strong emotional connection to or convictions about. You'll discover that passion, when you find that thing, you will be willing to fight for it and stand for it. You'll be willing to debate and argue and to push through when you find it. Number 3, you might not see it. Not everybody is demonstrative. Not everybody is out there, that sort of extrovert, you know, that just puts themselves out there and they're singing and dancing and they're up all the time. I jumped on a plane a while ago from Gold Coast to Sydney, and I was in my seat and a gentleman came and he was sitting next to me, and I could tell from the moment I saw him, this guy is on. He's on point, he's up, he's ready, he's on the go. And he sat down with me and straight away he engages me. G'day, how you going? You know, and good. And I just noticed he had his sunglasses on the plane. I'm not too sure why, but he had his sunnies on, and on the side of it, I could see the brand name. And it said, what was it? Intimidate, I think it is, the brand. And I knew that brand, and I knew whose glasses they were. And instantly I knew. I thought to myself, this guy's been to one of those 2-3 day seminars on the Gold Coast, you know, those wealth creation seminars, and this guy's just up. So I said to him, I said, give me one guess, I said to him. I said, let me guess where you've been the last 3 days. And he said, yeah, okay. I said, you've been to a wealth creation seminar? He said, yes, I have. How did you know? I said, let me tell you who the speakers were. It was Pat Mesiti, was it? He said, yes, it was. And then I said it was Justin Herald. Wasn't it? He said, yeah, were you there? I said, no, I could just tell you're up, you're positive, you're on. He said, yeah, he said, these last 3 days have changed my life, he said. And then he went on to tell me how he invested $30,000 on buying all the videos and the materials and the 1-year personal development course with Justin and Pat. And I thought, wow, you know, we spent the rest of that 1-hour journey, you know, talking about passion and finding life purpose. And it was, but I could see it in him. But not everybody is like that. And just because you're not up and on and out there doesn't mean you haven't found your passion. Number 4, you're willing to rough it out. You're willing to rough it out. I've run 2 marathons and 2 triathlons. And I tell you, there comes a point where you hit the wall. And it's not that you're injured, it's just that you're hurt. And I've learned the difference between being hurt and being injured. And you've got to break through, you've got to push through that hurt. And there will be times when you find your passion that you're willing to rough it out, stick it out, and keep on going. You will find a way when it's your passion. Number 5, you're willing to invest. You know you've got your passion. You know you've found it, you've discovered it, and you're into it when you're willing to invest time and money, when you're willing to put friendships on the line, when you're willing to sell your house, sell your bike, to invest into your passion. That's when you know you've found it. Number 6, you don't mind going full nerd. You don't mind putting yourself out there. You know, people have said to me about some of the passions I have, you're crazy, Jeremy. Just, you know, you're crazy, settle down, relax, you know. No, I can't. I'm happy to be out there. I'm happy for you to criticize me. I'm happy to, you know, if you want to be negative about it, that's okay. I can work with that. I can ride with that. It doesn't faze me. Number 7, you can't stop it. You can't stop it. you find your passion and you just can't stop it. You can't stop thinking about it. You can't stop dreaming about it. You can't stop strategizing. You can't stop talking about it. You found your passion. Number 8, it's raw and it has no limits. You know, one of my passions is motorbikes. I have a Triumph ST Sprint 1100. It's a big bike. It's a powerful bike. It's got plenty of torque. But it's blue. What else can I tell you about it? I don't know much more about it, to be honest. I don't know as much as the guy who made it, designed it and built it. I don't know as much about the bike as the mechanic. It's still raw for me, but it's my passion. You might not be able to answer every question about your passion. You might not have all the answers. You might not have had all the success that you want to have, and maybe it's still raw. It can be raw for years and years and years. It doesn't mean you haven't found your passion. It's just raw. And the last thing I'd say about passion is that you're willing to embrace it. You will embrace it at no cost. You will embrace that passion. You'll embrace what it is. You'll embrace the possibilities that it has, and you'll go for it. You'll run with it. Just some thoughts on passion. Passion signs that you've found it. So let's look at passion then. Passion. Let me ask you a question, and I think it's there on the notes. What makes your heart sing? Let's start there. What makes your heart sing? Some of you have yet to find your passion. Some of you are looking for it. Some of you are strategically looking for it. Some of you are wrestling to find, what is this thing? What's my purpose? Billy Graham says there are 5 questions that every human being asks themselves at some point in their life. And what is my purpose is one of those 5 questions. And maybe you're at that point where you're asking it. Some ask it earlier than others in life, but at some stage you'll ask it. But what is my passion? Let me ask you the question, what makes your heart sing? I was born in 1965. I'm 51 now, on the 30th of August in Scunthorpe. It's not one of England's holiday destinations, and those of you from England will know that for sure. It's like Sheffield. You don't holiday in Scunthorpe or Sheffield. But that's my birthplace. My birth mother, Anne, fell pregnant. Unexpectedly, undesirably, a moment of passion, we could say, and she pregnant, and the guy took off, and her parents, which was very common, sent her away to visit grandma. And it was a 9-month visit, and then she came back home, and obviously the parents trying to hide the shame and the embarrassment that they encountered, and so they send their girls away. They come back. She came back, and she came back to Scunthorpe Maternity Hospital, and there she gave birth to me. She was in hospital for 10 days. On the 10th day, she handed me over to the adoption agency. It was a Church of England adoption agency, just basically a ministry of the Church of England church. And they would take children that were unwanted, and they would find homes for them. And so on the 10th day, she handed me over. I have the letter in which she signed the 3 reasons why she didn't want me. 1, I had no interest in the child. 2, I want the child to have a mother and father. And 3, I don't want to cause my parents any more pain and embarrassment. And so she gave me over. Well, some 35 years later, I was reunited with her, and I found her. And over the last 15 years, she passed away last year, I got to spend the last day of her life with her, and it was a beautiful day. But it's been 15 years of wonderful friendship. But what's come out of it for me is a passion for adoption. I've since written my story in a book, The Option of Adoption. I'm passionate about adoption. I'm passionate about young girls who find themselves unexpectedly and undesirably pregnant to consider adoption rather than abortion. I'm so thankful that my birth mother didn't abort me, and she could have. That was one of the options. And so it's a passion for me in life. I preach about it. I teach about it. I love to talk about it. It's one of the passions in my life, and I love to link it to my faith in Jesus Christ. I love to link it to Ephesians chapter 1 and verse 5, which says, in love he predestined us to be adopted as his sons through Jesus Christ in accordance with his good pleasure and will. And so I love that fact that I'm an adopted son by my parents that I have now, and I've been adopted by God, and he sees me as his son. And so, that particular subject makes my heart sing. I love it. Maybe you can feel it as I talk. Maybe you can sense it in the way that I'm expressing and I've told that little part of my story. But it makes my heart sing. I wonder what makes your heart sing. What is it about your life that you love? What is it in your life that you've discovered that makes your heart sing? Passion. Passion. You find out what makes your heart sing, you'll find that will be the thing that you will be passionate about. So what is it? We often have defined passion. We go to the dictionary, and the dictionary says passion, strong, amorous feelings, compelling emotion or feeling, extravagant fondness. We often refer to that in terms of love and finding a life partner. But I like this understanding of passion. And I think it's on the screen for you there. Passion, and this is the way I describe it, it's positive and negative. Positive and negative intense feelings that you experience for something that is profoundly meaningful to you as an individual. They're positive, they're negative, they're intense feelings. They're not fleeting feelings that come and go. Passion doesn't come and go. It's there. It's there. It finds a home within you. It's intense feelings, and you experience them for something that's profoundly meaningful. Adoption and that whole subject and everything that is associated with it is very, very meaningful for me. Very meaningful for me. It's one of my passions. Let me ask you, what do you have strong, amorous feelings for? What subject or what theme? Because we're talking about passion in the light of being a public speaker. So what can you speak about and be authentically passionate about? It'll be that thing that makes your heart sing. Simple. I think of people and subjects. For example, let's take justice. People that are passionate about justice. I would always listen to someone like Bono on the subject of justice. I mean, U2, lead singer, love or hate his music. That's one part of his life, but he's a brilliant public speaker on the subject of justice. Nobody better. What about marriage and family? Business. Is that your passion? I love listening to Richard Branson speak about business. I love reading his books, that whole Virgin Empire. Nobody more passionate about the subject of business than somebody like Richard Branson. Theology, health, fitness, for example. I'm a bit of a fitness freak. I love listening to, in terms of a public speaker, love listening to Michelle Bridges speak about fitness. Just a fanatic, so passionate about it. And you can see the authenticity and the genuineness of her passion as she speaks. Coaching. For those of you that are coaches, I coach my daughter's soccer side. Kevin Sheedy, Wayne Bennett. Listen to them on the subject of coaching, cooking. I love listening to Jamie Oliver and just how he presents and how he speaks about that. So what is your passion? What is your passion? If you want to be, and you need to be, a passionate speaker. You see, passion and public speaking are intimately connected. They're like a hand and a glove. But it's impossible for you to be an authentic, passionate speaker without finding out what your passion is. What is your passion? Denis Diderot, the French philosopher, said, "Only passions, great passions, can elevate the soul to greatness." You want to be a great speaker? Find out what makes your heart sing. Find out what is your passion and speak about that. You don't only have to speak about that, but that's when you'll be at your best. When you speak about the thing that makes your heart sing. So what is passion? Just two thoughts on what passion is. I think firstly, passion is core to a person's self-identity. We think about passion as being that demonstrative, hands moving and voice projected and shouting and emotion, that which is visible. But I think genuine passion actually is internal. It comes from within. It's what defines you within yourself. I love the story of Joseph and the Technicolor coat, the colored coat. I think the reason that the colored coat fit him so well is because he was the dream interpreter, but what he was a colorful character. The thing about passion is you can't put it on like a jacket. Well, I'm going to walk up onto the stage, take the microphone, and I'm going to put my passion jacket on. I'm going to clothe myself with some passion that I've borrowed from the wardrobe, or you can't borrow it, you can't lend it. Passion comes from within. It's who you are. The best public speakers are those that are not only passionate on the stage, but they're passionate off the stage. They live a passionate life. So passion is core to who you are. You can't put it on. You can't pretend, walk up on the stage and become all of a sudden passionate. It's not going to work. People will see right through it. Second thing I want to say about passion is that passion is energy. What is it? It's energy. I've discovered that passion actually energizes you. I don't know where you get your energy from. Those of you that have a strong work ethic, a strong study ethic, how is it that you can keep getting up and watching the videos and doing the reading and engaging in the assessments and the discussion? What is it about that? How do you find the energy for that? Perhaps study is your passion. It energizes. It energizes. People energize me. You've got to find out what energizes you. So passion is that. And as we close today, why does it work? Why does passion work as a public speaker? Let me give you 3 thoughts. Number 1, passionate speakers better connect with their audiences. They make better emotional connections. I love listening to T.D. Jakes when he preaches. What a brilliant public communicator, public speaker, preacher. The way he engages you emotionally. I love it when he preaches on the Jericho Road. And the way he describes the road, he almost places you there. And you can feel as if you're walking down the road looking out for those robbers that are going to pounce on you and beat you up and leave you half dead. He so describes the road and the characters, and he's so passionate, and you connect with him. Passion connects you with people. Number 2, passionate speakers actually evoke desired outcomes in you. You ever been listening to a speaker and it just does nothing for you? You don't feel any connection, and you kind of feel like, okay, I can hear what you're talking about, but you're not moving me to any action whatsoever. I'm not going to invest. I'm not going to give either my money or my time. I'll give you an applause, a little golf clap at the end, but that's about it. But then those speakers that stand up and with passion, they draw response out of you. And you can't wait to sign up. You can't wait to. I had a friend once, I brought him to church, and halfway through the message, he turned to me and said, Jeremy, I've got to become a Christian. I said, wait for the altar call, Steve. I'm ready now, he said. What this guy is saying, the lights are going on, and I'm ready to take action. That's what passion does in a speech. That's what a passionate speaker does. They evoke, they draw it out of you, a response. You can't wait to respond. And the third thing I would say why it works is that passionate speakers inspire others to live out their dreams. They inspire others. One of our previous presidents, David Carledge, the first time I heard him speak, some of you will know him, what a great man of faith. The first time I heard him speak on church planting, I signed up straight away. I thought, that's it. I've discovered my passion. That's what I'm going to do with my life. And I did. Some years later, we planted a church, my wife and I, but he sowed that seed as he passionately spoke and with wonderful enthusiasm and fervor and facts, and he drew out of me this desire to plant a church. He drew out of me the calling to plant a church. It was wonderful. This is what passionate speakers do. They draw out of you and they inspire you to live out your dreams. Passion, it connects, it evokes, it inspires. Let me close with two thoughts. In fact, two quotes. The first from Oprah Winfrey. You would know of her. One of the greatest, if not one of the top, speakers in the world. She says, you've got to follow your passion. She says, you've got to figure out what it is you love, who you really are. You are what you love. And have the courage to do that. I believe that the only courage anybody ever needs is the courage to follow your own dreams. What makes your heart sing? What do you dream about? Well, what do you think about? What are you engaging in? Find that out. Develop that. And speak about that. And the second quote I leave you with is, true passion, your true passion should be the subject of your communication and will serve to truly inspire your audience. Two steps in terms of passion. One, what makes your heart sing? Find out what that is. Follow that. And secondly, talk about that. See you in the next lesson.